Hi, I'm Sequoia, founder of Simply M, and we have wonderful Gina Close again, and we are going to be delving into holiday stress relief techniques. We know that it is Christmas Eve, everybody is in the midst of all the chaos, and we really want to just give you guys some tips and tricks on how to just deal with all of the stress that's going on. So welcome, Gina. How are you?
Fantastic. I'm up here on a snowy day at our ranch in Oregon, and it's so beautiful. It'll be a white Christmas with our family, and Merry Christmas to you, love. You do so many wonderful things in the world. So thank you for having me back.
Thank you. Yes, no problem. I'm so excited.
So what I love about our session today is that we all at times in life experience stress, and we live in a busy, hectic, fast-paced world. And we're taught that to be happy, we have to do more, be more, and have more. And then the holidays arrive, and we have to go shopping and buy gifts, and that can be stressful. And then January comes, and the bills arrive, and then we make New Year's resolutions that sometimes we don't keep, and it all creates stress. So my outcome for today is to share 5 simple tips to share for relieving that stress and really just accessing and feeling that state of calm. And then I had a surprise. I thought at the end I would take everyone through like a 2-minute stress relief experience that they can do themselves every day. So great. So the first tip that I have is in stressful situations and in life, tip number 1 is just to learn to pause.
Yeah.
Learn to pause. We all react in different ways to stressful situations, and it's in that moment of pause that we can really take a moment and reflect in our mind and ask ourselves what's really going on here. And I guess it was almost 29 years ago. I was in law school, and then I got my first job as a lawyer. And my senior partner, Jeff Newman, at our law firm in San Francisco, took me aside and gave me the rules of the game. And he said, one very important rule is that every day, no matter what is happening, take a walk, get outside of our high rise in San Francisco, breathe in some fresh air and walk around the block and pause. And it's in those moments of reflection that you'll have insight as to a negotiation that you're doing or a court date that comes up. And I've learned it so many times over and over again, how that moment of pause is so key. And when I take those breaks each day, my body feels it, and I feel this natural calm come over my body, even if it's just for 2 minutes. And it's conditioning that pause into our system. And we learn that instead of instantly reacting, that we have a moment to reflect and respond mindfully. Has that happened to you? Sequoia, have you been in stressful situations where you find that people around you react, or maybe you do too?
Yeah. Wow, definitely. Recently I had a breakup, and it was really interesting because it was so unexpected. So he gets on the phone, I'm talking to him, and I start to tell him why I feel like we're kind of starting to drift away. And then he is like, well, I just don't think I see this long term. And I'm just like, huh? So it was such an unexpected situation that I just reacted immediately. As soon as he spoke his piece, I said what I had to say, and we just got off the phone. And I think if I did have that moment to pause and just kind of think about like what just happened and then respond accordingly, I don't think it would have ended the way that it did. And I think it would have been a different outcome. So I definitely agree with you on that.
Yeah. So that moment of pause, simple to do, take a breath and take a moment of pause. So tip number 2 is ask a better question. Ask a better question in those moments of stress. Now, what do I mean by that? We all can't control the events in our life. Events happen, experiences happen, but we can decide what they mean. So, I know that I've been in, when I'm working in business teams at times, sometimes there'll be a rush and there'll be chaos and there'll be stress, and there's a lot of blame going around, and people asking, well, why didn't this get done and why didn't that get done, versus really trying to figure out a solution. And so one better question could be, what if this experience was happening for me and not to me? Then what else could it mean? And it really helps you focus your energy on creating and understanding the lesson, the inspiration, the gift in a challenging, stressful moment, rather than the blame, rather than the self-doubt and all those other things that can happen. So Sequoia, what did it mean? Let's start by asking you, what did it mean when you had your breakup last week?
So it was rejection. It was, to me, it
Yeah.
was like, wow, I didn't see this coming. I felt rejected. I felt like, wow, where did this even come from? And so to me, it was like, man, I have to start over. I have to start the search over. I have to start looking for a life partner again. Like, it was just something that I didn't want to do. And I just gave it a meaning to say that, man, maybe I'm not enough for him, or maybe I wasn't enough for the situation. So I think that would probably be the meaning I gave it.
Right. And maybe you still give it that meaning since it's so fresh. And so, what if I were to ask you a better question and said, Sequoia, what if that experience, that breakup, was actually happening for you in your life instead of to you? What else could it mean?
That's an interesting question. I think if I said this is happening for me, I would probably say maybe it just wasn't a fit. Like, maybe we just didn't belong together, and there's a better situation out there, and there's a better fit out there. I think that's probably the meaning that I would have given it if I asked the question, if this was happening for me.
And so if you ask that question now and you give that meaning now, it gives you a different direction. So tip number
Right.
2, ask a better question. Think of the questions you're asking yourself. Instead of saying, why me? Why am I rejected? Why anything?
Mhm.
Ask, what if this was happening for me? And what would have to happen for me to have the life and the relationship of my dreams? Ask
Right.
a better question. And you can do that when you pause from tip 1. So tip 1, pause. Tip 2, ask a better question. Now, Sequoia, let me ask you another question. What happened to your body when you were stressed last week during that breakout? We all have different experiences in our body under stress. And so
Yeah.
tell me what happened to you.
It was a mess. Like, I just got really, really sick, feeling like my stomach, like I had like a sick feeling in the pit of my stomach, and I just wanted to sleep. Like, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah. So what this audience should know and what you should know, Sequoia, is that under stress, we activate our stress response, and it's a primal fight or flight response.
Right.
And it's a physiological response designed to protect us from an imminent threat of harm or death. And yet, what happens is, in our modern life, we may not have saber-toothed tigers chasing us like we did thousands of years ago, but we have bills, we have relationship breakups, we have challenges, we have financial issues, and they all activate that same response. And physiologically, our body still reacts as if it's an imminent threat. And what happens in that situation is, under stress, our body suppresses the systems we don't immediately need to live in the moment. And one of those systems is our digestion. So my tip number 3, and especially around the holidays, we eat and we eat and we eat and we eat and we go to different events. And yet if you're stressed and you eat, our digestion slows. So it's no wonder that you hear more and more ads about, acid reflux and stomach acid and digestive disorders, because in stressful situations, our body just stops digesting and stops extracting the nutrients and eliminating the rest. So it's no wonder that people get stomach aches, have stomach problems under stress. So tip number 3 is to eat lightly. And maybe don't even eat at all until you can get your body back into a state of calm.
Right.
One of the rituals I love is saying grace at a meal, or, talking about what we're grateful for. Because when you're feeling grateful, it's hard to feel fear. And then your body accesses that state of calm, and then you're better able to digest food. It's interesting because I work and coach a lot of people who are, athletes, and they eat salads and drink green drinks, and yet they're very stressed in life. And so you can exercise all day long and you can eat healthy foods and drink green drinks. And yet if you don't learn to monitor the stress in your life, your body will not be able to extract the nutrients from all that healthy food and eliminate the rest and have a healthy digestive system. So it's no wonder that you were feeling stomach aches. So be mindful about your eating. Tip number 3, eat lightly under stress until you're in a place of calm. And Sequoia, tell me about the sleep. You said you had some sleep challenges too. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I just wanted to go to sleep. I'm the type of person that, like, when something's going on, and this happens to me normally when I'm stressed out, and it wasn't just the situation with the relationship or the breakup. whenever I have too many things piled on top of each other, I just want to sleep. And I feel like once I wake up, I can just do whatever it is that I was going through before, and it's not a hard feed anymore. So yeah, I basically just wanted to go to sleep.
Yeah, it's so interesting. So my tip number 4 is to get healthy sleep under stress. And that's easy to say. And let me share with you some distinctions on that. When we're stressed and we activate our fight or flight response, one of the ways we flee or we take flight is by sleeping and oversleeping. So it's not surprising that some people under stress oversleep. And, maybe once in a while it's okay, but over a consistent basis, oversleeping has been linked to heart disease and diabetes. So it's important to be mindful and notice that. The other thing that can happen under stress is you can't sleep. People can't sleep.
Right.
That anxiety and that stress revs them up. So they don't get enough sleep. And then without enough sleep, without a healthy sleep at night, we're also less able to deal with the stress in life. So it's either grogginess or, tired. Both situations create stress even more. Now, one of the things people do also under stress is they flee to computers and cell phones and social media. And what people should be aware of is that at night, when you are on your computers or your cell phones or your tablets late into the evening, it interferes with your natural production of melatonin. Now, melatonin in our body is a hormone that regulates our natural waking and sleeping patterns in life. And if we are on computers and on tablets at night, that light suppresses that melatonin production. I mean, way back before the light bulb was invented, our bodies followed the cycles of nature. We'd wake when it was sunrise, we'd sleep at sunset at night. And now, because of computers and light bulbs and all of that, we can easily interfere with that. So one of the tips I have to get healthy sleep is to, in the evening, turn off your computers, turn off your tablets, turn off your cell phones before, several hours before you go to sleep. And if you tend to oversleep, take a moment to go for a gentle walk outside. Take some fresh air, maybe read something inspiring, and, get that 8 hours that you need. But turn off your computers early into the evening. And it's important to teach your children to do the same because they're playing video games sometimes way late into the evening. I know we have 5 kids.
Wow. That's a great tip because I definitely sleep with my phone, like literally right next to me. And I found myself even last night, like I would roll over and just start scrolling through Facebook or Twitter or whatever. And for me, it just keeps me awake longer. So I think you literally almost have to place your devices on the other side of the room and then go to sleep.
Yeah, there's so many new studies out, and we'll do a future blab on this as well in our weekly show, that say that adults over the age of 18 spend 11 hours or more each day connected to some form of media. And considering healthy sleep, we need 7 to 8 hours at night. There's not a lot left to experience real life. And unless you're a heart surgeon, checking on a patient recovering or an emergency worker, we really don't need to keep our cell phones next to our bed. So turn them off. Give yourself the gift of turning them off at 6 or 7 and being free of that for the evening. It'll help your sleep and help your family sleep as well. So the last tip I have, Sequoia, is tip number 5, and it's simple. It's breathe. Now, what do I mean by that? Under stress, we tend to breathe really shallow.
Right.
In our breath. Take shallow breaths. We don't allow our body to access that sense of deep breathing. And it's no wonder that sometimes people hyperventilate in stressful situations. So learning to take a deep breath is so key because when we breathe deeply, we send a signal to our brain that tells it to relax and be calm. And that's why, in stressful situations, people say, listen, stop, take a deep breath because it accesses our natural relaxation state and just breathing. So right now, everyone who's watching Sequoia YouTube, let's just all take a gentle, deep breath in and release. It feels good, that oxygen circulating around our body. So take a deep breath. Even just, set your alarm. I was coaching someone the other day and I said, set your alarm for every 2 hours just to take 5 deep breaths and allow yourself to settle in. Now, Sequoia, it's Christmas Eve,
Yeah.
and I thought in honor of Christmas that we could do just a couple of minutes and have a stress relief experience. It's similar to the 21-day stress relief experiences, the 21 of them that are on 7 a.m., but I wanted to give that gift to you and to our audience today.
Awesome.
Shall we begin?
Yeah.
All right, so right now I'd like everybody to just take a pause in life for 2 minutes. Get comfortable. If you're sitting in a chair, find a comfortable space in your chair. You can also sit on the floor. If you want to sit on the floor, that's great. I would never lie down in these experiences, these stress relief experiences, or in meditation, because our body associates sleep with lying down. So when you take your pause each day, find a comfortable place sitting up. All right, so I'll watch the time. We're just going to do this for 2 minutes. And what I'd like you to do right now is gently take a deep breath in and release. And when you're ready, I'd like you to gently close your eyes and just follow your breath. That's right. That's right. So sit comfortably and take in another gentle, deep breath in and release. And on your next breath, imagine a beautiful, nourishing light entering into your body and filling the space of your body with nourishment and peace. And release. And again, breathe in a beautiful, nourishing light, allowing it to fill and radiate in and through your body. That's right. And release. And in this moment, just notice your breath. Notice your breath. Notice the inflow and the outflow, and the gentle pause between each breath. That's right. That's right. That's right. Follow your breath. Follow your breath, accessing that state of calm and peace that is within all of us now. Breathe. Just breathe. And as you breathe, remember today's guiding thought. It's a beautiful phrase we all know so well and rarely practice. It's from the Beatles song, "Let It Be, Let It Be." And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow. Let it be. Let it be. Continue to follow your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathing in all that is nourishing and good in your life. And breathing out and releasing all that no longer serves you. Just breathe. Just breathe. Let it be. Let it be. On this beautiful Christmas Eve, let it be all those around you, all in your environment, all in your life, all in your mind. Let it be. Let it be. On your next breath, and when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Merry Christmas to all of you, wishing you many blessings, much joy, and calm and peace in the pause that I know you will take each day. Wishing you all the best. Merry Christmas. We'll see you on next week's Blab. Be well, my friends. Merry Christmas, Sequoia.
Merry Christmas, Gina.